What up, guys? New day, new vlog. I'm your host, Sean Edwards, and today we're gonna talk about something a little interesting. Because, as you can tell by the title, I'm getting rid of my camera gear. And it's not clickbait, it's the real deal. All the camera gear, it's really time for it to go. Just because the future's here, times are changing, equipment's changing. And at this point, even my outfit changed a little bit. I'm wearing a whole different shirt. That's because I had to reshoot this video. But never mind the fact, like I said, it is not clickbait. It is the truth. I'm saying bye-bye to my camera gear. One main reason in this particular case why I'm getting rid of it is I'm a Canon shooter. I've always been a Canon shooter ever since the T2i. I had the T3i, T5i, multiple Canon EOS Rs. So I switched from EF to RF mount lenses. Right now my setup is the Canon EOS R. I have the 15 to 35 millimeter lens, which is a great combination. It is a great lens. It is a great camera. But for what I have been doing lately, shooting 4K 24 frames per second is not going to cut it. 4K 24 frames per second is not going to cut it. Resolution wise, it's fine. But if I want to shoot slow motion, I have to drop down to 720p. Nah. I need 4K 120. I need 4K 120. That is one main reason why this camera has got to go. Another main reason is, as I mentioned, I have a 15 to 35 millimeter lens that cost over $2,300. I think when I got it, it was more than that. But right now, buying it brand new costs $2,300. A 15 to 35. Now, if I want to shoot 4K video on the Canon EOS R, it's going to crop in. Yeah, it's going to crop in. So that 15 millimeter, you could throw that out the window. You're more at maybe almost a 50. You're almost at 50 millimeters to 70 just by switching from 1080p to 4K, and it only does 24 frames per second. Headache. So when you have talent, you have anything set up, and you need that higher resolution, you have to step back that much more. You also don't have the wide look from the 15 millimeter lens, so it defeats the whole purpose of having that lens. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is just my experience. So yeah, like I said, I am getting rid of my camera gear. I believe I'm getting rid of just about all of my camera gear, and that is because I'm planning on switching brands. Now, as of today's date, September 16th, I believe, yes, September 16th. As of today's date, there are many options in the same price range. We have the Nikon ZR, which it looks fantastic. That camera honestly looks perfect. It looks fantastic. It's a cinema camera. It's small. It's the FX3 competition. So we got the Nikon ZR, the Sony FX3, and then we have the Canon C50, I believe it is, that they just released. But then if you want to go a little bit cheaper, we have, the Canon is up there. The C50 is up there. I believe that thing's $4,000 right now. For that same price, $4,000, you also have the Canon R5C. And if you want to step it up a little bit, then we have, let's say the Red Komodo X, which is compatible with the lens I currently have, the 15 to 35. And it shoots 6K 90 frames per second. So as you can see, my brain is completely scrambled right now. I don't know what to do, what to get. Just a background of what kind of content I make, if you guys can't tell. I do music videos, I do vlogs, I do short films, and a short film is what actually awakened me the most on this idea, because I shot it with the EOS R. I needed a high frame rate camera for a stunt, and I needed it to be 4K. I did not want to shoot a whole film in 4K or even 1080p because the crop. And then when I want to switch to a high frame rate film, I'm talking 120 frames per second, I got to drop down to 720. So yeah, by those reasons, I'm sad to say, I think I'm done with Canon. I really want to stick with Canon. I really do. That's what I know. That's what I learned and grew up using. Like I said, since the T3i days. I know you guys all remember that T3i 1080p footage, those skate videos, all that good stuff that was made on Canon T3Is, and then the T5i with the Rocklon lens EF mount. Yeah, those days were the glory days. But unfortunately, I don't think in today's society it will cut it. Okay, this is gonna spark some debate. I feel like Sony get more love from social media platforms automatically. I don't know if you guys could relate, if you guys are gonna blame my color grading, if you're gonna blame my skill, my lens, the lighting, composition. But I see a lot of people, like, especially like, say for example, all these Ferris wheel videos that are at carnivals, night footage, that night footage with the dreamy LUTs on it. Dude, these Sony videos are getting so much love on social media, and Canon users are just punching the air right now. So let me know, what do you guys think should happen? Obviously these are all tight neck and neck cameras. I know the new Canon, I believe the C50, it does not have IBIS internal body image stabilization, which is huge, especially for run and gun, for short films. You know, sometimes like it's a difference between having IBIS and having nothing at all, and you're just getting like that walking shake. Sometimes the shake looks good, but for certain scenarios, I think you're better off having it. Okay, with that being said, I have a lot of stuff I believe I'm going to get rid of. The only things I plan on keeping, I don't even know if I want the lens. I want to get rid of that 15 to 35 just because I'm pretty sure I could get $1,500 for it today. Like if I were to post it today, I'm pretty sure someone would buy that and throw that towards the next camera. But like I said, if I get like a Komodo X or the C50, which I honestly doubt I'll get the C50, I want the R5C and I want the Komodo. Those will be like the dream for when it comes to you know, filmmaking. You know, oh my God! But I'm going through it right now, you guys. I need a lot of help. Another point that just came to mind is when you're shooting at a certain frame rate, when you're shooting 10-bit, 12-bit, when you're shooting on a Komodo, you need an external monitor. You know, you need an external monitor, and you don't always want to shoot with an external monitor or build a whole rig setup. Sometimes you want these quick shots. So honestly, I think I'm going with these smaller compact cinema cameras, possibly either the ZR or the Sony FX3.
Money hungry? And that's good. Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil doesn't have it. They say money can't buy happiness. Look at that fucking smile on my face. Ear to ear, baby.
Let me tell you something. There is no nobility in poverty. I have been a rich man and I have been a poor man, and I chose rich every time.
Be selfish. Be selfish for the next 3 years. Go get yourself strong. Go put your own oxygen mask on. Put some money in the bank. Be selfish with your time. Be selfish with your income. Be greedy on the amount of money you want to make. I'm telling you, be greedy, be selfish.
From your perspective, what keeps people broke in today's world? Scrolling, watching other people live their life versus getting it after themselves.
Rich people don't sleep 8 hours a day.
Cooking with
That's a third of your
Sam.
life. It ain't but 24 hours in a day. You cannot be sleep 8 hours a day. You can't live in LA and wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's 11 o'clock on the East Coast. The stock market been open 2 hours. They already making decisions about your life, and your ass was asleep.
Success is something you attract, not something you pursue. Success is looking for a good place to stay. So instead of going after it, you work on yourself. Personal development. Set a goal to become a millionaire. And here's why. For what it will make of you to achieve it. Set a goal that'll make you stretch that far. For what it will make of you to achieve it. Greatest value in life is not what you get. The greatest value in life is what you become.
There's this thing about people, and they talk about manifesting. It's real, man. Manifesting is real.
If you cannot write down right now on a piece of paper, this is what I want. If you can't list them, this is what I want, then happen. Because your mind will get for you what you want, but you have to feed it a vision of what you're looking for. It's always interesting because the function of the mind is to make coherence between your belief and your reality.
Stay small enough, long enough, you'll be big enough soon enough. I'll see you at the top because the bottom is too crowded. But we never look down on anybody unless we're willing to help them up. More importantly, understand this: believing that you can is way more profitable than believing that you can't.
Poor thinking habits keeps